We move from the friends who helped you fight to the women who gave you the moral framework to know what is actually worth fighting for.
And the vocabulary of the track shifts so dramatically here, too.
It does.
With the friends, the language was all about movement and ambition. But when he speaks to his sister, who he literally calls the Rock, the language becomes entirely about grounding.
Grounding, yes.
He thanks her for being the recipe growing into a woman with your morals and integrity.
The word recipe there is brilliant.
Right, because a recipe takes work.
Exactly. It acknowledges that character and integrity are not innate traits you were simply born with. They have to be cultivated, mixed and cooked up over time, often in environments that incentivize the exact opposite behavior.
Yeah, the streets aren't exactly teaching integrity.
No, they aren't. To maintain a moral compass when you are out there giving them hell on the block, it requires someone at home providing a consistent, unwavering standard of decency.
Which brings up a really tough question, I think, both for us analyzing this and for you listening right now.
Okay, what is it?
Why is it that the people who act as our rocks, the ones providing that daily recipe for our morals, are almost always the hardest ones to actually give flowers to?
Oh, that is so true.
Right. Like, we will happily shout out a friend for helping us move a couch, but we completely take for granted the matriarchs who literally structured our reality.
It really comes down to a psychological phenomenon called habituation, or hedonic adaptation. Basically, humans are wired to quickly adapt to their environment so they can focus on new threats or novel stimuli.
So we just get used to things.
Exactly. To use your building analogy again, you don't wake up every single morning and thank the concrete slab your house is built upon.
No, you just expect it to not cave in.
Right. You just expect it to be there. Unconditional familial love operates quietly in the background. It doesn't demand daily performance reviews.
Wow.
Because it is so constant, it becomes invisible to us. That is why it requires a deliberate, almost forceful act of mindfulness for the narrator to stop and pull that concrete slab into the spotlight.
And he does it by highlighting an incredible juxtaposition. Speaking to his big sis in 10, he says, "Never had a lot, but I was always welcome to whatever you got."
That line is the absolute crux of foundational gratitude.
It's so beautiful.
It really is. The track beautifully contrasts material poverty with emotional wealth. In a purely economic sense, the resources were undeniably scarce.
Yeah, never had a lot.
But in the emotional sense, the resources were infinite. Whatever you got implies a complete lack of withholding.
Right.
That is the purest definition of hospitality. It is not about the quality of the feast on the table. It is about the unwavering certainty that there will always, always be a seat pulled out for you.
And then he turns that spotlight directly onto the mothers. And he uses a phrase that I honestly can't stop thinking about.
Which one?
He says, "Moms are 100 proof."
Oh, yeah. That's a powerful metaphor.
Calling a mother's love 100 proof perfectly captures its unadulterated potency. It's not a sugary, watered-down affection. It's the harsh, burning reality you sometimes need to survive.
It is a visceral descriptor that completely rejects the sanitized Hallmark card version of motherhood.
Totally.
In the context of the environment the narrator has described, a mother's love cannot afford to be fragile or delicate.
It has to be tough.
It has to be 100 proof because it has to act as an antiseptic against a harsh world. It has to be strong enough to raise, as the narrator notes, the great kids who will carry that legacy forward. We are seeing the generational transmission of resilience.
So we have this intense urgency, right? We have the scaffolding of the friends and we have the rock of the family.
Right.
And once you start tracing these lines of gratitude, something wildly chaotic happens in the final segment of the track.
It really explodes, doesn't it?
It's like he tries to put a lid on